Welcome back, Yellow Jacket fans, to another edition of Tech Talks presented by EGP Document Solutions, your Georgia Tech baseball team heading west this weekend for a big three-game series starting Friday at Stanford. And here to talk about the season so far, your junior shortstop, Cal Lodise. Cal, great to catch up with you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Georgia Tech fans are becoming familiar with your story. You're a native of Brunswick. You had two standout seasons at Augusta University, Division II program, before transferring to Georgia Tech. Certainly you knew, and James Ramsey knew, and Danny Hall knew what you would be capable of. But how satisfying has this season been for you to silence maybe some of the external skeptics who weren't maybe convinced that your production would translate to the ACC level the way it has?
Yeah, it's been a crazy season so far. I mean, the first few weeks were kind of just settling into the nerves and the environment of being, in a place like this. But, it's been really satisfying just seeing what, myself and the team can do, especially in ACC play. I think that we've done a really good job this far and we've put ourselves in a really good situation for the whole stretch.
You had three home runs last weekend in a very competitive series at McNeese Baseball Park versus Clemson. I know you didn't get the series win that you guys had hoped for, but still, how much do you think that series reinforced to everybody that this Georgia Tech team can hang with the best of the best in college baseball?
Yeah, I think that was a really big series. You saw that we had a packed house for the first two games, and so everybody wanted to see what we could do with all this new hype that we've gotten. I think that we proved to everybody that we can play. I mean, for my say, I think we should have had the series. Obviously, we had two, maybe if not all three games won at one point. So I think it was really reassuring for the team and all the fans that really care about us that we are the team that everybody's talking about right now, and that everything that we've gotten to this point is well deserved.
You've settled in quite well to that leadoff role, which means you have formed a formidable 1-2 punch with Drew Burris, the reigning National Freshman of the Year. How do you guys feed off each other at the top of the lineup?
Yeah, I think it's a good compliment. I think that you know we're kind of yin and yang. He's more relaxed, serious guy. I'm very energetic, upbeat. You can hear me from a mile away. So I think that our two personalities really kind of we have a good one too. And I think that just having the kind of 1-2 that we have at the start of the lineup, two completely different personalities and just two types of players in that position. It's a hard lineup to face. And, obviously the leadoff guy, you kind of want to set the tone and be the spark plug. So, having those first two guys that you face being as tough as outs as we are, I think that's really big.
Drew has 10 home runs. You lead the team with 12. Last year at Augusta, you had 14 all season. Has this power surge surprised you? That we're sitting here at the very beginning of April and you already have almost as many home runs as you had all of last season at Augusta?
I mean, a little bit, but not really. I mean, I knew that I had some power in my smaller frame, but I think it's just been a lot of credit to Coach Ramsey and obviously just refining the swing and just solidifying, giving me confidence in the type of player that I am and just trusting me in my role.
You're part of a Georgia Tech team that leads the nation in doubles, Kyle, and I want to talk some synergy because your walk-up song is John Cena's
Yeah.
entrance music from WWE, and then whether you're at second finishing a double or rounding third following a home run, you do the "You Can't See Me." Give us the inspiration for this.
Yeah, it was kind of inside joke in the fall with Shulman and I. Me and Shulman have a really tight relationship, and it kind of just started with us kind of having our banter back and forth. And he was like, with how high energy you are, you definitely were someone that were locked into the TV at a young age, watching John Cena and just going like this. And I was like, that's a pretty funny kind of comment. And then as the season got closer, we were like, you could use that John Cena as a walk up song. And I was like, I love it. I love the energy. I love the vibe. It kind of fits me, the type of person that I am. And so we kind of just ran with it.
Absolutely. And clearly it's a fan favorite as well.
Yeah.
So going to Palo Alto this weekend to take on Stanford. You've already been to Blacksburg, won a series at Virginia Tech. You swept Notre Dame, Georgia Tech's first ACC road sweep since 2022. What is it about the makeup of this team that enables you to have success away from home that you'll be looking to duplicate this weekend versus the Cardinal?
I think that with as young as a team as we have, we kind of have been able to mold the culture that we have in that locker room and we have on the field. And so I think everybody's really, really bought into what we're trying to do. And I think that, the amount of energy that we play with, there's not really a dull moment. There's never a moment where we're out of the game. And so we kind of just exhibit all of that on the field. And so it's really easy to stack games at bats, wherever we're at. I don't think the location really matters to us too much.
Well, Cal, it's been fun to watch it, and it's been great catching up with you. Thanks so much for joining us here on another edition of Tech Talks presented by EGP Document Solutions, and good luck this weekend in California.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.